All right, so we've had a few requests to cover a specific type of armbar lever or grip brake. In this instance, what you'll see a lot is this, where it's either palm to palm, or maybe they're grabbing a gable grip or an S grip, or sometimes even they're almost like crossing their forearms. But in rare instances, you'll see guys take a figure 4 grip. So whichever arm I'm going after, Mike figure 4s that, and then he sticks the other one underneath my leg. Okay, and the idea here is that the arm that I'm wanting to pull free now has a very stable grip to go off of, and this, on top of that, I literally have to pull my own leg up because he's got his hand underneath my leg.
Lift your right leg there so people can see what Mike is actually doing. See that? Okay, see that figure 4 grip there? Okay, there you go. Okay.
Now, it's a good grip, especially if you're planning on getting up to your knees and stacking the guy, but just like every other armbar defense, you need to get out of this leg press position, otherwise you're in deep crap, okay? That's just the rule of the game. If the other person knows what they're doing, especially if they like doing armbar levers, you're in trouble, okay? And even if they don't, you can move in and sit on top of your chest, and then it's a whole nother world of hurt. So, back to the position. The normal levers, when we're coming through here, we're gonna get blocked. They're still doable, but they become more a question of using a lot of leverage to pop that free. So something that's a little bit easier is just relying on the basics of what he's doing here. He's grabbing this side and this side. Well, that's great for when I pull this way, but that pops it right free, okay? You'll notice I don't have to move my feet. The arm comes popping right out. And the problem is because that's all he's got. He's got a little, like an inch of finger on this side. So if I'm pulling up, it's great because he's got a forearm blocking it. Okay, but if I can bring it out this way or that way, it pops right out, okay? Don't worry so much about using your foot. If you really have to, you can. But honestly, every time I do this, it's just one good whack and his elbow goes
And
free.
guys, the key here is when Derek pushes with his left hand, it's not straight back. You know, it's up toward where Mike's shoulder is weak. See, against that like 45-degree angle.
And if I switch my hands, you can almost see it do it that way. You'll notice that's where his arm kind of goes anyways. I'm not going to try and shove him this way because, again, his hand's grabbing on this side.
Right.
So if I go straight this way, I'm not going to get anything. Okay?
He just makes it tighter is what he does.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But if I go that way, it comes right off.
Now, what I would suggest also, Derek's right arm, as he loops it through Mike's left arm, he can grab his own thigh or his gi, anything to create an anchor. Okay, now that traps Mike's left arm. Okay, so it takes a little bit of the strength away from Mike at this point. But now here's where it really comes in. By trapping that left arm of Mike, when Derek just uses his left hand to push upward and now crank back, and then he can go back with it. So the key thing, the guy on the bottom is thinking, oh my gosh, he's trapping my inside arm. Okay, that's what Mike's thinking right now. So I'm going to really double up, and I'm going to get my figure 4 grip, you know, on my arms. And what's going to happen then? He's going to quickly, Derek's going to just pop it and then trap it out there, and that's what it is. And that's a pretty simple way, and it actually looks like, oh, what dummy would fall for that? Well, you'd be surprised, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of good guys have fallen for that.
Yep.
And because you're really using their strength against them. It's the great principle of Jew in this case, of adaptability, flexibility, using his strength against them.
Yep.
So one more time. So look at Mike's grip. Mike is really tying up on the bottom there. And lift your leg again, Derek. So everybody see that? So, you know, Mike could be pushing up that. He's got a good strong figure 4. You know, it's almost like he's doing like a choke.
Yeah,
you know,
an arm triangle.
an arm triangle, you know. So in this case, so Derek is going to cover up and control, trap inside there. And this is why trapping is so, remember, we control. So Derek is controlling with the leg press. So he's got control. The second phase is he traps. So with his right arm, as you can see, he's trapping Mike's left arm. Mike thinks his left arm's in trouble. Well, it is, but Mike's right arm is going to be in a little more trouble now. And now on the lever, or the pop or the free, the prying it free, it's just a quick pop upwards and then back down, and you catch it. So that's you know, a good way to do it. I'd say that's probably, it's going to win a lot of fights for you. Again, it's very simple, but a lot of people don't think of it. They think they're quite safe. Okay, where Mike will have an advantage to some degree, and Derek is going to have to work for it, if Mike is having an active defense. Now, if Mike just lays on his back and hopes to the good Lord he's going to get out of trouble and tries to sit up, it ain't going to work. But if Mike could turn in and try to pull away, now that's more of an active defense. So that's where that could work. So Derek's got to prevent that by staying in, controlling with a leg press. And as Mike starts to turn in, he traps even tighter. Then he can wedge that arm free, pop it free, and he can take it. So it's almost like a chess match here, you know. And so Derek's got to maintain that good leg press to be able to catch it. We got anything you want to add to this?
Just remember, when we're in this leg press position, we're fighting for the arm lock. It's like any other submission that you're doing, whether you're on defense or offense. Doing one thing isn't ever going to work unless the other guy's a fish. Okay, you got to start thinking of it in layers of offense and defense. You have to move into the next position and transition rather than just sit there and try one thing over and over again.
Yeah, and again, if you can't get this, if the guy is like, you know, Superman and, you know, all the other superheroes together on the bottom, you just can't get that arm free. Well, who says you have to just do the arm lock? You know, pop up, do something else, you know, get position on top, and now start working it. You know, it could be something else. So you know, you're not obligated to just do an arm lock from there. So, but that's a good release. That's a good lever. Again, we call them levers because you lever it free. Okay, we good, guys? Let's practice this. It's a good drill to practice. Good thing to practice. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Mike.